But now, feeding the future. So where was this scheme, devised? Because personally, I want to give the benefit of the doubt. I believe Feeding the Future was an organization that was created to do good. So at what point did someone decide that there's a lot of money to be made here out of doing nothing? Because I think even the head of Feeding the Future is also one of the people who's been indicted.
She is. Yeah. And actually, we're very surprised, actually. But anyway, where, I don't know. But I think if at some point you have someone claiming and having provided an address that they're feeding 5,000 children, but the address they provided of the feeding center is an apartment.
Yeah, that's
easily
problematic.
Verifiable.
Yeah.
The people walk in, the feds walk in, and they ask the neighbors, do you guys see kids here?
Do you see 5,000 kids here?
Like, no. Like, it's so brazen what they were doing. I wonder whether they were told, just give us an address. But then, if you've been told, give us an address of pesa, why are you allowing yourself to be part of a mess where you're getting money?
A lot of money. This is not $10K.
Without doing anything. But they didn't start with the 10K. People are just, like, the government said, we're not going to follow up on the PPP money for 10K.
Yeah.
But then you're getting millions.
Millions, yes.
Millions without doing anything.
And when you look at some of the ages,
with that?
when you look at some of the ages, some of these people are in their 20s. Like 23.
Too.
Yeah, there's some in their mid-30s. There was actually one who had actually taken part in some podcasts, like trying to inspire other people. And I'm like, this was before the indictment.
Okay.
He did this podcast, like, I think a week or two before. So that podcast was being shared.
I think I saw the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't remember what they're talking about.
Yeah, there were some ladies who were interviewing him. And, he was just talking about, like his background, like, and what he's doing, and was teaching people how to, like, do stuff, I think, to make money. I can't remember exactly what the podcast was about, but yeah. But now he's sitting somewhere behind bars eating American githeri.
So I think when you guys were saying that back home, and because people are, of course, sending them. And let me ask you, if you're getting money fraudulently, don't wire that money? Because money is traceable at that point.
This is where I talk about ignorance. And I think there was some ignorance in some of them because they wired the money and that money went to build stuff in Kenya. There were some resorts that were being built, I believe. And this money was spread. The people whose money is never going to be recovered, maybe is money that went to Somalia. That may be difficult to recover it. But these Kenyan ones, with the agreement that Kenya has with the US,
right?
They will probably get repossessed at a certain point. But this is where I think there was some level of ignorance. But again, even if there's no ignorance, this is a lot of money. You can't carry it in cash. This is millions.
You cannot.
You cannot carry it in cash. It has to go through a bank. And
that's it. Once it hits the bank.
Utabeba gunia uswim. Unless unaswim baka Kenya, gunia itapitia wapi?
Utabeba tu gunia. Si watu wamekuwa kibeba na magunia.
No, let me tell you, in an American airport, America is very careful about their money. If TSA sees a lot of cash when they're looking through your luggage or whatever, you will be pulled aside.
Yeah.
You will be pulled aside because there's a limit that you're allowed to travel with. And I think in cash, it might be $10,000.
$10,000.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's 10,000. I think I hear people talking 10,000. I don't even know if it's 10,000 because it may be 10,000 to exit, but the country you're going into may not allow you to enter with 10,000.
Yeah, that's another
part
that's another part that you also have to contemplate before you consider this. Let me read some of the comments here.